So I live in Yorkville, Illinois, and I had to have my oil changed. So there's no longer Toughies in Yorkville, unfortunately. So I went to Mike's More Miles and just for an oil change. And took a long time, but wasn't sure what they were doing. I couldn't really see because they have signs all over the windows, so you can't really see. So this was a couple days ago on 5/31/2023, and it was salesperson was Rick, and the tech was Dolph, D-O-L-P-H. So I have the invoice right here. So he came out and talked to me and said I need a new windshield wiper in the back, which wasn't true. There was a light out on my license plate, that was true. I fixed that myself. But the main thing was they said I needed new brakes and calipers, and it'd be about $900, $870, something to that effect, for the caliber of the rotors. And I said, well, what's going on? He said, well, we looked at it and it's totally locked up. You don't have any rear brakes going on. And I thought that was kind of weird, because why would it just be the back brakes that got rusted or locked and not the front ones also? So I drove home, used the emergency brake, and it worked fine, which I know it's a different mechanical system. So I'm going to show you. I put the car up and spun the wheels, had my wife hit the brake, and they were locked on solid. When I came back, I also tested them. I was able to come to a screeching halt. So I just came back from Mike's More Miles in Yorkville, and it says that mechanic was Dolph, D-O-L-P-H, sales was Rick, and I just asked for an oil change. They took longer than I expected. I don't know what they were doing back there. Then they came and talked to me, and he told me that my rear brakes are all locked up, that I have no rear brakes right now. Said this was going to cost to repair that about $908. He wanted me to do it, get the parts ordered. I said no, I'm going to check the car first. So I have the car up on a lift, hydraulic jack. I have my wife in the car, and I'm going to spin the wheel. I'm going to see if there is no brake with her pushing the brakes on. Spinning the wheel right here, push the brakes on. Okay, we do it again. Release the brakes. Now, push the brakes on again. Hold the brake for me. And I can't budge this wheel because the brake is fine. Now I'm on the other side. I'm on the driver's side. And keep in mind, I was told that there's no rear brakes whatsoever, and that it was totally locked up. And by the way, my emergency brake works fine, but I know that's a separate mechanical system. So let's try this wheel. Okay, put the brake on. Okay, release the brake. Put the brake on. Hold the brake. As you can see, the brakes are fine. I'm going to show you some images of other people that had the same situation. You go in there for an oil change, and they tell you that there's something wrong with your car, particularly your brakes, your brake pads. They get you to try and have it started right then and there, get you to pay for that up front, which is ridiculous. This is just an estimate, and you go back, it's even more money, and you don't even know that you needed that. So in my case, it wasn't necessary. So there's other people that had the same experience. They brought their car to a mechanic or a shop, and it wasn't even necessary because there was nothing wrong with the brakes. So I don't know if they just pick certain people that look vulnerable. I don't know. Maybe they pick women. I'm not sure. But I'm not a vulnerable looking person. I was talking pretty intelligently. I am handicapped. Maybe I looked more handicapped. I have no idea. Whatever the logic is for drumming up sales. But I'm pretty upset with this. That's why I'm making this video review. I make video reviews for a living for companies, for products. And I rarely do ones for companies. But because this was such a bad experience, I decided to do this. So I wouldn't recommend going to Mike More Miles in Yorkville, Illinois, because you're probably going to have a problem. They do get a lot of good reviews, which surprised me, but I don't know if those are valid reviews. But there are those ones I'm going to show you. That's all I could stomach to look at. There was even more. So if you're going in there for an oil change, I would just tell them just do the oil change, or not even go to Mike's More Miles. Go somewhere else. There's other options out there near Yorkville or in Yorkville, Illinois.